Our next award is for Achievement in Media. Now, Yorkshire is becoming an increasingly important centre of media in many forms, as evidenced by Channel 4's national headquarters to Leeds and Bradford's status as the world's first UNESCO City of Film. Media takes many forms, from traditional local journalism roles to bloggers, from social media experts to photographers and videographers, from writers to graphic designers, and much more. Now, the judges were looking for young people who are making a success in areas where South Asians have been underrepresented and where the barriers to success have been higher and more challenging than for those from other backgrounds. The shortlisted candidates in this category were Ramana Shah, Arooj Aftab, and Sabia Parvez.
Hi, I'm Arooj Aftab. I'm 24 years old. I'm an activist and fashion blogger. I'm originally from Bradford, West Yorkshire, Bradford born and bred, and I recently moved to London late last year. So I suffer from a condition called neurofibromatosis, and this is when benign tumours grow in the inside of my nerves, and it has left the left side of my body disfigured. So I shared my story online in 2018, did a BBC documentary, and the article got 1.5 million hits, and then the documentary itself went global. Like, the word neurofibromatosis has now been in British Vogue, Cosmopolitan, Bustle, Wonderland magazine, BBC. That reacted massively to my social media, so I'm now nearly on 60,000 followers on my social media, and what I do is I promote kind of body confidence through clothing and men's fashion and oversized fits. So that's what I do, and I've also launched my hashtag called Done With Diversity to look at the word diversity and the way it's used in the media and the fashion industry, and how it's not the right word to use to describe appearances for black and brown bodies or disabilities. So I'm trying to replace the word for inclusivity. Like, nothing was given to me on a silver plate. Like, I'm not from this big British family, I'm from a working class family, and I've kind of had to build my own path to get where I am, and I did that, and I've moved to London myself. Prior to the release of my BBC documentary, My Tumour Made Me Trendy, I was actually named I was shortlisted for the Best Newcomer Award by Cosmopolitan magazine. Then last year, International Women's Day, British Vogue named me as one of their inspirational women instituting change on Instagram, and I was one of the top 5 women that people must be following on Instagram. Now I'm using all that to help other people across my social media.
Okay, so my name is Sabia Parvez. I am 30 years old and I live in Bradford. For my work, I work at BBC Look North as a reporter and journalist, and I've been doing that for the past 5 years. I was nominated for this award because of the work that I have done in media. I grew up in an area of Bradford that is now one of the most deprived areas in the UK. And I grew up in a very working class family, but my parents were incredibly hardworking. And not just that, I think my parents prioritised education. It was a must for us. I have 6 sisters, and that didn't hold them back. They made sure that we were educated because they always said that was the key to being independent. So in the past 5 years, I've done stories from kind of really horrific stuff like grooming to really interesting and fun stuff. I've covered a whole breadth of issues, but I think at the heart of every story is, like what I said before, people. You know, I grew up in Bradford, and one thing that I love about growing up in this city and why it feeds so much into the work that I do is that I grew up in a community. I was raised by a community. So today I try to give back to that community as much as I can and involve them in the work that I'm doing. On a final note, I would just like to say a big thank you to the YAYAs for this nomination. I don't know who nominated me, but I am extremely honoured for it. It's a huge privilege. Thank you.
Assalamu everyone, my name is Ramana Shah. I'm 27 years old. I was born and bred in Northern Lass in Sheffield, and I have been living in London for the past 4 years. I work in PR and communications, so essentially it's in the art of storytelling. A lot of it's around schmoozing different people, going out, networking, whether that's with journalists, analysts, event organisers, investors and other entrepreneurs. So I was raised by a single mum, and at the time she was probably the first woman within our community to get divorced. So there's a lot of stigma attached then. And I was the first one in my family to go to university and also do a master's. Not only that, I was also the first one to go out of my hometown in Sheffield to pursue my career. Because of PR, the nature of PR, it's around socializing, building relationships, and it's very much around, a lot of the time, alcohol. So not all the time, but sometimes pubs and bars. But I feel like there's a lot of focus around diversity and inclusion across industry, and I've never felt pressured to kind of change my own values. So I will probably be the only hijabi there, stone cold sober, but still making sure I'm engaging and building relationships. I'm very career driven, but I've always made sure that it's not sacrificing other aspects of who I am, being northern for one, been living in London, make sure I did not lose my accent, and also being Muslim. So there's a lot of focus on work-life balance, but for me it's work, life and faith. Don't change who you are, be true to yourself. And even if you're speaking to someone who's got years or decades of experience, don't feel intimidated. Stick to who you are in a diplomatic way, obviously. So I would like to start off by thanking my mother, who's, oh my God, always been supportive of me, no matter what. And thanks to God, obviously, because I feel like without his blessings, I wouldn't have made it this far.
The award is sponsored by Local IQ. And to reveal the winner, I'd like to introduce Steve Lowe, the Commercial Director.
Local IQ is delighted to sponsor the award for Achievement in Media. As a company which prides itself in being one of the local media companies in Yorkshire, we are very pleased to be able to support these young people in this award. Good luck to all you shortlisted candidates. I have been given a golden envelope, and at this point, I am going to open it up. Let's find out who's won. So, the winner for Achievement in Media is Ramana Shah.
I am so over the moon to be receiving this award. It's a testament to all the hard work I have put in over the years, and there's so many people I would like to thank. So a shout out to Fieldhouse Associates, Flame PR, Taylor Bennett Foundation, who have supported me throughout the years, my family and my friends, QED and Local IQ for sponsoring the award, but most importantly, my mother, who has been my biggest cheerleader from day one, who has always been there to support me and help me thrive. So I owe everything to you. This is going to be in my room, but it's for you as well. And if I could just leave one message to everyone who's just like me, I've been told that there's a glass ceiling, there's no place for me in the world, I won't get that far. This is proving those people wrong, and if I can do it, so can you. Use the fact that you're different as a stamp, claim it, own it, and use it to stand out.
Thank you once again to our sponsor, and many congratulations to Ramana Shah.